Hi guys, welcome back. So now as you continue to do your market research, I want to move on. So you shouldn't stop if all of your questions are not answered. You should continue with that exercise. Whenever you get any numbers like market growth and those kind of things, always use Google or some other service to validate that number. But I'm not going to spend more time on this. I just want to show you how to use it. So, the next piece of puzzle for a product manager or a business analyst would be to identify the users. So, when we are doing market research and working on a product, it's important to understand the user. I'll say this is one of the most important aspect of product management. Understand your user, have user personas, understand what kind of pain points are associated with customer journey, and then try to address them by building good features. So now we will see how we can use ChatGPT to quickly, because remember, it's a productivity tool. It is not going to solve all of your problems. You will still have to put some effort. It is only going to automate certain portions of your workflow or provide you some information which you can use to move forward. Because a lot of time we are stuck, we don't know where to start, and that process takes a lot of time. So this is essentially going to help us with moving forward. So now I have described the situation here that I want to create a mobile app where domestic helps can register and customers who are seeking their services can find domestic help. And if you see, as I've mentioned in the last video, it is a fairly new solution. Even for ChatGPT, I don't expect it to be a very easy problem. If I ask questions around online learning platform or SAP HANA or Udemy, I will classify them as easier problems to address because I know that this model has been trained on large data sets and these are big companies or products. So fair to assume that ChatGPT has been trained with relevant information on these products or services. Whereas if I'm giving an absolutely new problem, something like this, then if a model is not good, it will face challenges. Whereas if you see, I'm getting a response which is really good. So if you're a new product manager or just somebody who's looking to move fast on this, I have asked it to give me the list of users. And it has given me a list which I would say is really good. Now, of course, in any particular scenario or in your case, list might be different. So domestic helpers and customers are anyway going to be there. But in terms of service providers or app administrators, you may have a different view. For our case study, I will continue with domestic helpers and customers. And what I want to highlight is that a lot of time, a lot of people, especially new product managers, they will miss out on some segment of the customers. So they might just focus on domestic helpers or customers or service providers or app administrators. But chances are it will take a while for them to figure out all the users who are going to use their product or service. And ChatGPT can quickly provide you that information. So you can change this prompt here, this command here, with anything you are building. So you can describe your product and ask ChatGPT about the users, and chances are it will provide you good information. Now I have got the list of users. I want to further understand their pain points. So if I say what are the pain points of domestic helpers, and remember, you should engage it in a conversation. So whatever output it has provided you earlier, you will get better response if you were to use the same terminologies. So it has mentioned domestic helpers. I have mentioned domestic helpers. Now I can try with different terminologies and chances are it might give me some response which may or may not be good. So I will usually stick to the same terminologies which ChatGPT has used so that we are on the same page. So now when I asked it about the pain points of domestic helpers, you can see that it has listed out all the pain points, all the relevant pain points for domestic helpers. And I would say this response is really good because a lot of time I have seen that a lot of product managers struggle with these things or business analysts or consultants. I mean, they may have some of these, but chances are they will miss out. So it's a really good information. Of course, you can review that information, add, update based on your requirement. But point is, it's a good information to start with. Similarly, you also need to understand the pain points of customers who are going to hire these domestic helpers. So we need their pain points as well. So I asked it and it provided me with this list of pain points, which again is fairly okay, fairly good. And I can now build upon this exercise, this knowledge which ChatGPT has collected as part of this exercise. So, for example, so I have already done some market research. I have already talked about the user, their pain points. Now, if I ask more and more questions, the response is going to get even better because even ChatGPT understand what exactly I'm trying to do here. And that's why you should start at a high level, then break it down and focus on those smaller chunks. So now we are going to move forward. In the next few videos, I will also talk about like product requirements. So now I have the problem as a product manager or a business analyst, you need to write requirements, come up with features to solve these problems. So that's what we are going to do in the next few lectures. Thank you.